again, it's Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit here on MAV TV, talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week, and we are so glad that you have joined us. Ashley Stremme and Steve Post, Kevin Swindell going to join us here in just a few moments. But Ashley, it's good to zoom into your world and see your smiling face. How are you?
Ditto, Steve. I mean, bored as ever.
Yeah.
You know, like we talked last time, I have to get dressed, and so it's nice to actually have to do my hair and makeup and be able to chat with you.
Absolutely. I did my hair and makeup, and I'm ready to go. I'm raring and tearing to go. It is such a strange time that we're living in. Saturday seems like Tuesdays. Tuesdays seem like Mondays. We don't ever get a Friday. We need, I mean, and I get we have all of this. The problem with the iRacing is that's every night of the week, so we don't just have Friday and Saturday with that. So it is a strange time, and man, we need some normalcy in our world.
We do. I told my husband, which, you know, thankfully we work together all the time, all day, every day.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
So our ability to live together like we've had to over the last few weeks isn't much different than it would be on a regular basis, except the fact that we're not going to the racetrack. And sometimes I like my time away from the track. I'm not going to lie. Towards the end of the season, I'm just like, I just need away from the track. I am over that time, and I don't think I'm ever going to need that time again for at least another 3 years. Holy moly.
Yeah, we'll remind each other of this conversation when we're all wore out with everything. So we'll have to do that. So, well, it is cool. We're going to talk to Kevin Swindell, but before we do that, let's take a look at this one here, because I'm telling you, this was quite the event. It was the World of Outlaws, iRacing from Lernerville Speedway. This is the battle for second. Kevin Swindell was long gone. It was Randy Hannigan, Chase Briscoe, and Christopher Bell, Chase Rodman, and Johnny Gibson with the call. It's our Dryden Diesel all-death-defying move of the week.
And now for the Dryden death-defying move of the week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
Hannigan right back to the inside of Bell. They nearly get together there, and both of them closing on the second place machine of Chase Briscoe. Bell, Briscoe, and Hannigan 3 wide for second down the back straightaway at Lernerville.
Here we come to the white flag, this time by Hannigan, drives it in deep, gets a little bit sideways, 3 wide again off turn number 4, white flag, 1 to go. Who's going to end up in the top 3? It's anybody's guess as Bell drives to the grass, down the backstretch, Hannigan with a run, into turns 3 and 4. Hannigan's going to slide up the racetrack, Bell with momentum, it's going to be Bell at the line. Oh my goodness, what a race in that one, Johnny.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Dryden Diesel All Death, the official DEF of the World of Outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit Dryden.com for more information.
Pride. Passion.
Performance.
We are.
We are.
We are Team Dryden.
Welcome back. It is Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit here on MAV TV, talking sprint car racing and sim sprint car racing. Virtual sprint car racing seems to be the hot topic, and one of the hot drivers joins us now on the Hercules Tire hotline. Kevin Swindell joins us. Hello, Kevin. How are you?
I'm great. How are
Well,
you?
that is cool. Joining us right there in the cockpit. Pretty cool stuff this Zoom is allowing us to do.
Yeah, the right in everybody's houses nowadays, so it's a whole nother behind the scenes look, I guess.
Really, truly is. That's for sure.
And your behind the scenes look is pretty fabulous with those 4 golden drillers that we can see there in your picture. But Kevin, we've talked about the unique situation that you have with your steering wheel before, and I want you to be able to show our viewers a little bit of what you have to deal with different with the setup that you have with your steering wheel. And you showed us there a little bit earlier, kind of the levers that you have to work with. I'm curious as to when you used to typically race a sprint car, now with your hand controls being on the sides instead of more at an up and down, has that changed how you actually race, let alone the controls that you have to work with?
It's not a ton. I think style-wise, I definitely can't get away with some of the things I used to. You can't steer as near as much and kind of do things. And if I try to do too much at once, I get behind on things sometimes. So definitely got to be kind of cognizant of not getting out of control to an extent, because it gets tough to gather it back in. But for the most part, it's not too bad. I mean, running wide open obviously is easy. Lernerville the other night when it got slick was probably the biggest test I've had so far. But I think running the late models more has actually helped that, because it kind of forces you to pedal all the time, even when it's wet. Whereas the sprint cars, you can kind of get away with running wide open a lot of the time. But yeah, it's been a challenge, and it's been fun though.
Kevin, we have you. You're sitting right there at the wheel. Can you show us how this works? Just what you have, what your throttle control is.
You can see that. That would be your throttle there. Other side's the brake, and then actually when we do all the rallycross stuff, there's downshift and upshift to kind of just barely get down there with your pinkies. You actually got to use a handbrake in that every once in a while. So I just have one of the buttons on the wheel that I push, and it's more or less 100% brake at that time. But it's not too bad. It's just if you get past here, it gets tough to chase or underneath. So I've kind of got to the point where, like the rallycross cars, I speed the stuff way up. The late models I have to speed it up a little bit, and I've started clocking it to where like that is actually straight, so that when you get over here, it's not quite as far if you get out of control. But also, it's kind of a thing where if you got to go way this way, you get in trouble too. So I found a lot of little crutches, and the more I have to bounce back and forth, I kind of make mistakes every once in a while, forgetting to change stuff back to the other way. But starting to get it more and more figured out as we go.
You say that you have to set it. So is it like you configure it? Is it kind of like a steering box then, with like different ratios to how you on a real car versus the simulation?
Yeah, more or less. There's pretty much every steering wheel system has what they call a profiler that's just on your computer itself. And usually it's like 900 degrees is your normal kind of average number. And like the late model, I go to like 720, 750. And then even for the rally cars, go all the way down to 500 to really speed it up. But it's, you just kind of got to be careful with that. The faster you get it, the more, like the sprint car, I can't even run a lap if I leave it at 500 on accident. It makes it pretty much impossible to drive. So a lot of little things. And I think there's some ways we could make it better for sure. It just, this is actually a lot of pretty neat little engineering technology the guy built to even do this.
Man, it is fascinating. It really is. Kevin, I was watching the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour race last week from Williams Grove, and you were supposed to be in it, and then you showed up late, and you made a great run from the D main forward, but they said you were doing other racing. In the course of a week, what all are you racing? What types of race cars? What's the week schedule look like for you?
It's a lot. I think last night was going to be my only night off, and then they ran that powder puff thing, so I ended up being coach there last night too. So, yeah, it's been a lot, especially, we run the two dirt vision races on Monday, Tuesday. Last week we didn't run the Foxdale, but I think we will this week with something they're planning. And then a couple of the league races. Now we've got that ASCS race. We run Rallycross on Friday, which I've put a lot of effort into to not look dumb on that. So it's become a lot. I think I'm getting to the point where between doing stuff like this with you guys plus all the races, I'm working more than I was before this started.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Kevin, hang in there with us. Everyone else stick around. More with Kevin Swindell in just a moment.
Hey Ashley, what are you up to?
Oh, I just stopped by to grab some sage fruit apples. Now I just have to decide which ones.
You can never go wrong with a Honey Crisp. They're light, crisp, and full of perfectly balanced flavor.
Oh, hey.
You could always go with one of their classics, the Gala or Fuji. They're both sweet and juicy. Grown in the heart of Eastern Washington, Sage Fruit Company works hard on the farm and with their retail partners to provide high-quality apples and pears to consumers all year long.
Well, I couldn't decide which ones. Thanks for the help, guys.
I'll race you to checkout.
Welcome back. It is Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit on MAV TV, talking sprint car racing. Joining us on the Hercules Tire Hotline has been a guy that's picked up a couple wins here recently in the iRacing, Kevin Swindell. And Kevin, your life, your journey has been absolutely fascinating and in moments brutally tragic and in everything. You know, of course, your dad's a iconic sprint car racer. You're rolling along. Your career is going well. An accident in Knoxville puts you in a paralysis situation. And now we find ourselves into iRacing. Okay. And what does this mean to you to be competing, to be able to be competing, to be talked about, to be talked to? Race car drivers need that. We understand. What does this mean to you?
It's been good. You know, it's been different. It's kind of something that I probably needed in a little sense, because I no matter what I do, I can't get that competitive, nature out of me. And, there's not many things that really I think I was as good at as I was at that. And, you can only do so much to play some video games and this and that, but this has kind of put me back in that same situation with those same guys that I used to race with. And, it's been good. I've enjoyed it, enjoyed doing this stuff again that, obviously I haven't really done a whole lot of lately. And if it was for completely different reasons. So, to win races in front of people and kind of remind some of them, I guess, that I was pretty good back in the day has been good for me.
And it's true. I know the fans have absolutely loved it. And especially, to win at Knoxville, back on Fox Sports, I shouldn't say back on Fox Sports 1, but on Fox Sports 1, was that kind of, obviously it's not redemption in the long run of things, but that had to have put a smile on your face. I know Jordan was super excited with all the tweets she had going on, so that one had to be pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good. I didn't really even, I guess, think about the kind of relevancy to everything else with it. It was just kind of, just trying to go out and win a race for me. So, but after, the fact and seeing everything and all the kind of movement around on social media about it and everything was, it was neat. So I try to just kind of ignore it and move on like another day, another race. But yeah, it was kind of a little bit of a conquest to an extent.
Yeah. Those of us that talk about this sport and cover this sport, we'll not let you forget about those things. And it was a neat moment. It really was. And then having it, Kevin, I want to go a little larger picture with you here. And we had some fun with you a couple of years ago. You started your business, Swindell Speed Labs. And we always talked about what is the Speed Lab. It's just, I love the name. The name is good. And we busted about, well, we knew you did T-shirts, but Swindell Speed Labs, just kind of give us an overview of the business that you've developed now. It's T-shirts, but it's a whole lot more as well.
Yeah, it was, just kind of keep, finding niches within the market, I think, and obviously keep trying to improve on the merch side of things and do things that are, not only just a neat logo on a shirt, but things that are, better for you and more comfortable and things like that. So on top of that, we've added the K1 stuff and designing suits and can really design anything that you want through, Dylan that does a great job for us here with that. And, still the Bell stuff, we've kind of expanded into the esports stuff the last couple of years and tried to do more and more with that. So, it's really anything we can be a part of or really improve, and especially just promoting anything that, can grow the dirt track sport.
And promoting one of those is the Swindell Speed Lab powder puff racing, which I absolutely love. How has that been from your side of things, since there's someone else holding onto the steering wheel during the powder puff racing? I love the videos that like Chase and those guys have tweeted out of their girlfriends and wives racing. How's it been for you guys?
It was good. She was really good. She's probably more competitive than I am, so it's been interesting. And she was terrified not to screw up, because we got to a point where she knew she could run really good laps by herself, and I think she outqualified everybody by almost a 10th last night. And then somebody, the lap car, cleaned her out in the heat race of all things and put her behind. So it was neat. It was definitely different and dynamic that we're not used to, but we had fun with it.
I saw a tweet after it after one of the races from Jan McMahon said, I threw a wheel. I might have thrown a couple wheels. I got a couple wheels thrown at me. I hope all of us ladies can get along. I mean, it was fascinating. That is for sure. Really, really fun stuff, and it's fun with the social presence that we have with it now to be able to do that and to move forward. One of the things I'm in a weird spot. I don't own like a television, so I watch things differently, and I watched your ASCS race last week from Williams Grove. I watched it, I think, from your private feed, your Twitch, or whatever that was. Okay. There's a lot of commentary that goes on during this. There's commentary about other drivers that go on during this. How conscious of that are you? Have you ever had to text one of your buddies and say, did you watch how conscious of you are that? Because it's probably ran through your mind when you were really racing, but now you're actually talking about it.
Yeah, I've done the stream thing off and on for a few years and kind of always been aware that, somebody might be watching that you might say something about, and you either got to be confident that you want to stick to whatever you're going to mention about them, or you try to swallow it. And I think, from the NASCAR days, I kind of learned pretty quick that there's always a replay of something. And if you call somebody an idiot, you better be sure that you called the right guy an idiot, at least if you're going to do that much of it. So sometimes it's better to kind of wait and comment after you're confident in it. And if you're not confident, then just try to leave it alone. But yeah, I think we've the last few weeks we've all learned to be very careful with what we say on these things, and that everybody's watching even more so than what we're used to. But yeah, I mean it's not that complicated to pay attention, I think, and you just try to make sure if you're going to make somebody mad that you're okay with making them mad.
Love it. That's for sure. Kevin, I'll tell you, I have enjoyed, I think some of the things I've enjoyed is your story, and then just some of the other racers that are getting some attention that are guys we don't normally talk about in the sport. And I think that's been really neat on the NASCAR side. Timmy Hill, I think that's been just an amazing story. He's become a rock star here and hasn't climbed behind the wheel of a race car in quite some time. So I love your story, and I love that. And I kind of enjoy what we've got going on here with the iRacing across the board. We appreciate your time joining us here today on Wing Nation, and we wish you continued success with the racing, with the speed labs, and everything else.
Yep, appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys.
There we go. Kevin Swindell joining us here on Wing Nation. Stay with us. Our Tweet Your Seat tweets of the week are coming up next.
Power isn't born. It's built over time. For over 65 years, Hercules Tires has been providing the muscle to move more drivers. Whatever the vehicle, whatever the terrain, and we back it with a powerful protection plan. So wherever the road or the trail takes you, we have the selection, value, and strength to get you there. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
We're back. You're watching Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit, and it is your time of the week. That's right. It's time to tweet your seat. And we're kicking it off with none other than 410 Sprint Car Day. Yeah, it was a few weeks ago, but so much good stuff coming in here. Your favorite drivers, Letitia, Marcy, Luke, John, Scott, and Jennifer all tweeted in. Guys like Steve Kinzer, the old Kenny Schrader. 4 favorites, Doug Wolfgang, Joey Saldana, Kenny Jacobs, Casey Kane. And it was Casey Kane's birthday on 410. Of course he's a sprint car driver.
Good stuff. Good stuff. A lot of these pictures from 410 Sprint Car Day are memory lane pictures. Chase and Nick and CJ and Truck Bar, they shared various pictures from Eldora to Knoxville to T-shirts to pictures. I love that it took us down memory lane for sure.
And then, of course, racing. What would it be without family time? Dennis and Charlie tweeted in, son with their favorite driver, Brock Zierfoss. And then, of course, him and his daughter at Knoxville. That's what racing's all about, is the family, whether it's your own or the extended family, whatever it is.
No doubt about that. We definitely enjoy and we love those family pictures. We also love selfie shots. Look at this. Breezy and Jason, they sent us some selfie shots from their time at the racetrack.
Always great stuff, but when it boils right down to it, Steve, I don't know about you, but we need to hear and we need to see sprint cars, and that's exactly what you're about to see right here. Stephanie, Mason, Nick, Catherine, and Williams Cove Speedway all tweeted in.
And then our buddy Calvin Knapp sent us, heat in the motors, Davy Brown tuning the engine. Listen to this. Oh, heart be still. Heart be still. Oh my gosh, I could listen to Heat in the Motor. I never realized how much Ashley I appreciated Heat in the Motors until listening to that.
It's so true, and you gotta cap it off with none other than this tweet from Andy. It's the final 2 laps of the 2018 Knoxville Nationals. The sweet versus shots, incredible.
Incredible indeed. Thanks so much for sharing your sprint car videos. Oh, we need to get to the track though. Oh my gosh. Oh, those videos were so cool. Thank you so for setting up. Thanks for tweeting your seat. Hey, let's step away. More Wing Nation in just a moment.
Hey Ashley, what are you up to?
Oh, I just stopped by to grab some sage fruit apples. Now I just have to decide which ones.
You can never go wrong with a Honey Crisp. They're light, crisp, and full of perfectly balanced flavor.
Oh, hey.
You could always go with one of their classics, the Gala or Fuji. They're both sweet and juicy. Grown in the heart of Eastern Washington, Sage Fruit Company works hard on the farm and with their retail partners to provide high-quality apples and pears to consumers all year long.
Well, I couldn't decide which ones. Thanks for the help, guys.
I'll race you to checkout.
Welcome back. It is Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit on MAV TV. One of the things we want to remind you about is you can count on Hercules Tires to have your back when times are tough, all while adding money to your pocket. Now, this ends this Thursday, okay? But with the purchase of 4 qualifying Hercules Tires, you could get a $70 Visa prepaid car. Visit HerculesTires.com/spring rebate. I've got sprint cars on the mind. That's HerculesTires.com/spring rebate to learn more about it. But you've got to do it here in the month of April. Oh, I'm telling you, Ashley, now, when we're recording this, fingers are crossed, Terry McCarl is hooking us up. If you're watching this on Saturday, the Front Row Challenge Motorsports, they're doing a race at Park Jefferson Speedway. I hope we're tuned into Speed Vision for this one, Ashley.
You and me both. Goodness gracious, it's going to be good. Even though I'm not going to be able to be there and have dirt in my beer and french fries, I'm excited.
I think I'm going to make french fries at home, dig up a little dirt from my garden and sprinkle it on my beer and watch Speed Shift TV. Great lineup. And again, fingers crossed. We're recording this early in the week, so we're hoping Mother Nature's not being what Mother Nature has been the last couple of years, and everyone is cooperating, and we have some racing tonight on Speed Shift TV. Lord knows we need some racing, that is for sure. Well, I'll tell you what, it was great hearing from Kevin Swindell earlier on the program. Really fun stuff from him. You can follow along with us on Twitter and on Facebook, on our group and on our page. Our YouTube channel has all of the interviews that we've done over the past few years, and we appreciate it. And make sure you check us out on Tuesday and Thursday on wingnation.com, where Aaron Evernham and I talk sprint car racing. Ashley, been a blast. Been fun talking sprint car racing again.
Hey, I'll see you next week.
I'll see you next week when we zoom together here on Wing Nation. Thanks for joining us here on Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit.